Here is the Iron 883. And you can see from the thumbnail page that the profile of this bike has changed a lot since the stock version, and I'm super happy with how it came out. Let me show you what I did. I'll start from the back of the bike. So I chopped this rear fender. There are some good videos on how to do that. Blockhead does one, and there's a couple of others where folks have showed you how they chop the fender. I used that Ryobi wheel grinder right there that did the job pretty nicely. It was actually harder to get the fender off than it was to chop it. There's a bolt that, you know, comes out, I guess, right back here where the stock tail light is connected, and it's actually kind of tricky to get in there and undo that bolt, but once you get that off, the fender comes off pretty easily. You know, I chopped the struts as well, which you have to do. Spray painted those black when I was finished. Again, you know, didn't turn out 100% professional looking, but came out pretty nicely. I'm happy with it. I installed this tail light from Eagle Lights, as well as those bullet turn signals from Eagle. They provide a good amount of light and an improvement over what the stock bike had. And installing those also not too difficult. The seat pan, the springs in the seat are for Mother Road Custom. This is also a pretty easy install to do yourself. Mother Road Custom has a YouTube video out there where the guy shows you how to install this seat. But again, relatively simple to do. The first mod I did was this tank lift. This is a DK Custom 2-inch tank lift kit. You can see the piece right there. Blockhead has a really good video. Shows you how to do this. It's very simple. Along with it, you're going to want to do the wire tuck. My wires, they weren't that messy. I did wrap them in silicone, you know, shoved them under the tank. Blockhead can also show you how to do that. It's really just ripping off the plastic covering and all the zip ties and everything that's there to hide the wires on your stock bike, but doing the tuck is pretty simple. You also need to order the ignition relocation kit from DK Custom to relocate the ignition from over on the front right side to right here between the cylinders. That's a very simple mod to do, but you have to do it because once you do the tank lift and the wire tuck, you can't have your ignition kind of floating up in this area. Looks much better over here. So it's pretty simple. I replaced the handlebars, these drag bars. Blockhead also has a video here. I bought the same bars that he showed. They were like 40 bucks from JP Cycles. I was able to use the stock grips. You can get a screwdriver between the grip and the handlebar and slide the grip off without damaging it. And so I was able to reuse these stock grips. I think two tricky things here, but Blockhead shows you step by step how to do it, is getting the wire on the throttle, the two wires in the right grooves. It takes a little manipulation, but not too tough. And then the other thing is just getting all the controls in the right position. It took me sort of a couple tries to sit on the bike and feel where I was comfortable and what angle felt right to get everything tightened down. But again, Blockhead does a good job of walking you through step by step how to do that. I also relocated the speedometer from the stock mount that's up here to down here next to the forks. I bought this kit on Amazon. I'll try to find the link and send it to you. But it comes with this bracket, which gives you all your indicator lights, and then the mount you can see right here to mount the speedometer to the fork. The only issue, and a lot of people mention this, is that the stock wires for the speedometer are not long enough to mount the speedometer in the perfect position. You can see my speedometer sort of turned 90 degrees to the left because the wires just weren't long enough. And I did not buy new wires or extend these wires. I'm okay with it. I don't look at the speedometer that much when I'm riding anyway. To me, it's more important to have these indicators up here. So relocating the speedometer gives the bike that nice profile where the tank is sort of the highest part of the bike. On the front, I replaced the stock headlight with this light. This is either from Eagle or from Hogwarts. I can't remember, but it's a very easy plug and play. Good looking light, and is a lot brighter than the stock light. I also replaced the turn signal stock bulbs with these Hogwarts LED inserts. That's also very simple plug and play, and they come with this gray, smoke gray lens as opposed to the orange that comes with the stock bike. The forks were chrome. I wrapped these with a 3M wrap that I got on Amazon. I also wrapped the outside of the headlight with the same wrap. That's a pretty easy do-it-yourself mod. It's not the most professional job, but it turned out fine. The slip-ons, that's a relatively simple mod to do yourself as well. And there are some YouTube videos where people show you how to do that. And then the air filter, I put on this Arlen Ness air filter. There's also good videos out there on how to do that. And replacing an air filter, I also replaced the filter on my Fat Boy. That is a relatively simple thing to do if you have the right tools. Definitely can do that yourself. There's plenty of videos out there that walk you through it, and it's really not a difficult install. So that's it. I think this bike looks pretty good. I'm very happy with it. And it is fun to ride. Let me know what y'all think. See you soon. Bye.